We hereby call this meeting of the Fangirls Club to order. I am Brielle.
And I'm Haley. I thought you were going to say I'm Haley.
I'm Haley.
And I'm Brielle. And welcome to, Crescent City, House and Flame. Shh.
You got it.
Crescent City, House of Flame and Shadow, The Ascent, Part 2. Recap.
Part 2.
With us, the Ghouls.
The Ghouls.
The one and only.
It's,
2 and only.
Oh. Gonna be a night.
We are just trying to wrap up this book, man. We've got... we're at the end, which is very exciting. Very emotional.
Uh-huh.
It's a lot.
Uh-huh.
We've been saying that.
Every time.
Yeah. But
But
we really mean it this time.
yeah. Haley, what did you fangirl over this week?
I feel like a lot happened this week. Lady Gaga released her new album.
Mayhem.
And it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we were talking about, I was sort of transported back to like our college era Gaga when she was first, coming about. But also like totally new at the same time.
Mature.
Yeah. And that How Bad Do You Want Me song is on repeat. I'm obsessed.
I can't wait to drive around with it with the windows down, but right now is not the time.
I've sort of been doing it. I'll
the tiniest crack.
I'll crack my window.
Yeah, March
like medium
is
loud.
officially rainy season in LA here, so we're gonna get
Oh yeah.
a lot of rain this one month and then never again.
We'll take it though. We'll take it.
It's Twilight month for us.
It is Twilight month. But in actuality, it's Hunger Games month.
1 week, and we're gonna go to the release.
Midnight. Well, I always say
it's truly
midnight release, but it starts at 9.
Yeah, but then we don't get
Then
it.
it's like a countdown party, which theoretically you should hate because you hate counting down.
But not when I know what it's to and then it's like
Oh, yeah.
exciting. I'm excited.
I cannot stop thinking about it. I can't wait.
So is it the album for you?
Probably the album for me, and the Traitors ended, and I'm just a constant fangirl of Gabby Windey, so
She killed it.
she's just unlike anyone ever.
I know.
I love her. I love her.
Four Faithfuls.
So
How
good.
sweet.
What did you fangirl over?
Daredevil.
I still haven't watched it. Tell me more.
I can't tell you anything except
I've heard that it's really good.
I would get on my hands and knees for Matthew Murdock. Like, praising wise, that got a little dirty, but never mind. Awkward. I meant
I know what you mean.
because he's like Catholic, it's kind of religious. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
it has themes of I was going with
okay.
the
Okay. Oh, okay.
Anyway,
No, we got there.
first 2 episodes are really great.
I can't wait.
And I'm so excited to see, like, with what they left it off at, like, what the actual trajectory of the show is going to be. Because it's still, like
you're not
what
sure
does
what
that mean?
what the plot or story is going to be.
You can assume first 2 episode drop was very smart.
Cool.
It was good.
Yay.
I loved it.
There's a lot.
I know. A lot of TV happened in a couple weeks.
Fangirling over Yellow Jackets still, but in a way this week, Yellow Jackets, I hate to say it, is officially going Riverdale.
Oh, no.
It might be premature of me to say this, but we watch all the Severance Theory videos online and like very Severance Theory heavy here. It's the same with Yellow Jackets. Like I follow accounts that are just like Yellow Jackets Theory accounts.
Oh, is it that? It's that, like, mystery?
But it's not. And I hate to break it to all these people who are like so invested, but I've seen this film before and it ended up in the 50s. No. I'm just saying it's like Riverdale gone crazy. It's Yellow Jackets is going a little off the rails. In a way. Will it be redeemable? I'm not sure.
Interesting.
Still love
What
it though.
season is this?
3. About that time.
Yeah. It's hard for shows to... It's like, I just feel like it happens so often of just like, sometimes something will get more popular than maybe they thought or something. So the original storyline or thought out plan is done now, but we have to continue.
Yeah.
And then...
It's the exact same as Lost. I mean, first season they did not think the pilot was even going to be a hit. They had no idea if they were going to get picked up.
Yeah.
So they only wrote the first season and then they were like, well, and it just worked out. Masterpiece in my mind. And Riverdale is too. And Yellow Jackets, I still am obsessed, but I fear it's not as
You see the pattern.
involved as some think.
Interesting. Oh.
Brielle. Real quick. Brielle.
Whatever do you want?
I am getting pretty excited because, you know.
The clowns are clowning.
The clowns are clowning, and I am one of the clowns. I am stuffed inside that clown car,
Okay,
heading straight off the highway.
What are some actual theories and facts and proofs?
So the theory is right now is that ACOTAR 6 is going to be announced or hinted at, or some sort of news is going to come out about ACOTAR 6.
Is it just because it's the first day of spring?
On Thursday, March 20th.
Was that it?
Yeah, because it's the first day of spring. So, and that's been circulating for a while. Like we assumed that maybe we'd hear in the spring, just to, in the spirit of it.
It's also
maybe being Elaine's book,
if not exactly, very close to a year since she randomly posted that photo of her going up north to write.
That's interesting. When was that? Yeah.
It was like March, I think.
Wow.
March or April or something spring, May. One of those. Very close. Not that might mean anything, but
her biggest hints are dropped in the spring.
Mm.
So anyway, what do you think about that?
I think that'd be great. I don't want to get my hopes up.
We can't keep our hopes up. We've been Taylor Swift fans for long enough.
I'm tired.
We just gotta let it ride. We gotta let it ride. But I'm just saying.
I know. It would be.
We have to prepare.
It would be the light at a very dark tunnel that we've been in.
My thoughts immediately go to Underground by Cody Fry.
I know.
And now I just want to go listen to it. So yeah, I'm excited. I hope it happens.
I know.
And then we'll all have something to talk about.
I know.
It'll be so much fun. It's like any little thing.
It'd be a smart move for
huge.
her/them in general to do that. Like now that everyone's like on this Onyx Storm slump, like everyone's
Yeah,
like sad.
everyone.
Someone needs we need something to look forward to.
Oh my god.
You know?
She had to have been waiting for that to subside. They have to time all of this. Yeah.
Oh, I'm
I don't
sure.
think about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like
Marketing wise,
Yeah.
Oh,
what?
I can't believe I forgot.
What?
Ari's deluxe album is coming out on the 28th, and it's gonna have 6
New songs.
6.
That's crazy.
That's like a whole little mini album. 6.
Is this a stupid question? Could Deluxe go back up for like a Grammy? No.
It's the same album. It's just like
Edition?
Yeah.
An edition? I wasn't sure.
Plus it's already over.
No, I mean like
Next
as a
year?
contender for next year.
I don't think
Since it's
so.
in a new... Okay.
Don't quote me.
I'm really excited to talk about Severance in a couple of weeks.
Next week?
We're going to watch the finale and then
Yeah.
chat all about the season.
Yay!
Woohoo!
Okay, cool.
All right. So, oh my gosh. On that note, we have to get back to...
in.
We have to get back to the Asteri Palace.
Ugh.
Pronto.
Those bastards. Great. Are you ready?
Yep. I'm ready. Okay.
We did most of, possibly, if not half of, part 3, The Ascent, last week. That took us forever. And we did not finish covering part 3 of the book. So today we are back to finish part 3 of this book and the very, very tippy end of this series and what we know of as the conclusion of Bryce and Hunt's story.
Huzzah.
Exciting stuff.
It is.
So we're jumping on in.
Okay, great.
All I know is that we left off with more shit happening to Ithan. Tharion and Sathya come out from down under.
Down under.
And they run into the Viper Queen, who's like, oh my
We
God.
covered this.
Yeah, that's where we left off.
Yeah, and Sathya sees Colin.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, yeah,
and
she
they're
says
like,
that he was her
I'm
ordeal.
out for you. I'm going to get you. But that's when Hypaxia and Ithan show up.
Yes.
And they're like, I'm now the Wolf Prime. Oh, cool. I'm now the head of the
House of Flame and Shadow.
And then Tharion's like, what?
And here's my question. Hypaxia now being the Viper Queen's, like, boss.
Yeah.
Why couldn't she order Colin to be let go? Did it all just happen too fast, or?
Yeah, I think it'll just...
She didn't connect the Sathya. She didn't understand the relationship
say
in the moment.
anything out loud, I think.
and just to Tharion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. I was just wondering that
Plus,
as I was like going through it.
That would solve an issue that's clearly going to be in the next book. So
That's true.
Yeah.
Good one.
They can't do that right now.
You're right.
We need some conflict to roll over.
You're so right. And okay, so now they're gonna try and book it back to Hypaxia, and Ithan are gonna try and book it back to Bryce so that they can give her the Godslayer rifle and the bullet and also the antidote.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Great.
The vials
The vials.
of her magical scientific
And
antidote.
doesn't Tharion does he have them yet? Or does he
He
take
has
them?
some. I think he has
right?
some. I think they all took
They
a
all have
couple
some.
because they're
Okay.
all going to like meet up at different spots
Makes
in
sense.
the
Find everybody.
Eternal City.
Great. So now we're back at the Eternal City.
Yeah, we are.
And we've got a group in a van. We've got Bryce.
They're back in the white
They're
van.
back in that white van. Bryce, Hunt, Declan, Flynn, Ruhn, and Lidia
Mhm.
are in a van, and they're going to make a TikTok.
They're going live on Tiki-Taki.
Bryce and Hunt are going to sort of record like a testimonial almost, just saying, like, kind of exposing all of these truths.
Mm-hmm.
Most notably, the whole thing about the water and the second light and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Hunt also...
I like that she like records herself first. She's talking and then she goes, and this is Hunt. And then he also goes,
you can just
hey guys.
you can just see it. It's like,
I
you know,
love it.
making
Yeah.
a video. It's so good. Those little hints of like the modern
Mm-hmm.
stuff is really
I
good.
love it.
So anyway,
He talks about the Fallen.
Yeah.
He's like, you might know me from...
I'm the guy. It's sort of like Ben Wyatt talking about Icetown. It's like Hunt talking about the Fallen, right?
You might have heard of me.
So yes, he does talks about that, how we have to do better. I'm gonna do better.
Mhm.
And you know, he's really trying to prove to Bryce in this moment, I think,
Mm.
that he's like with her,
Yeah.
because they've been a little bit at odds.
Mm-hmm. This is, and Bryce says, I know you probably won't believe me. So to prove that it is possible for us to fight back, watch this sick ass video of me killing Mike.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
So they just like show the video of her killing him.
Yeah, they're gonna show that to distract
Mm-hmm.
the Asteri and
Yes.
get them all riled up,
Mm-hmm.
while they bring in Hell's troops, and Hunt and Bryce are gonna they're gonna go free the souls.
Yeah.
Palace room or the throne room.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
That's the white van gang. We head over back to the den.
Ethan.
Prime Ethan heads back to the wolf den. But almost like all the wolves are gone by now because
Yeah.
they've all gone to like, they're just spread about to go into hiding. But they
Just-
know it's about to go down, so they're just peacing out
Oh, yeah.
for like a few months or something. So he
Yeah.
finds his friend Perry, who's still staying back to kind of watch over the den slash
Mhm.
help any other wolves that are still leaving and everything like that. He talks to Perry and they both agree that they should send word to any of the wolves that would get it to warn them that they can find shelter at the Blue Court.
Yes,
Or
they go beneath.
That they really need to just find somewhere to hide.
Perry tells Ethan the Asteri are gonna find out that you're like going against them. They're gonna target
Yeah.
the den,
All of your den. Yeah.
the pack.
Oh, yeah, he's going to punish all of the wolves.
Crazy. And then this is when Miss Sathya Tharion finds.
They have nice moments.
This is weird. I'm questioning this. Tharion finds a note from Sathya basically saying, I need to help Colin.
Yeah.
So I release you from like this.
obligation.
You can leave me,
But like,
but I'm going to go help Colin
yeah,
and save him.
interesting.
You know, I wonder. Yeah, I just wonder about it. We don't need to get into it because that'll
Yeah.
be.
I wrote, he's sad.
He's sad because they were on the same
Mhm.
wavelength kind of.
And she like really helped him in the
She was
past
really
couple
helping him.
moments. And I
A
think,
supportive wife
yeah, how
from
lovely.
the start.
And then she left.
We switch over to Ruhn, and are we good with that?
Oh yeah, Ruhn and Lidia are hiding in a safe house that Lydia found for everyone that she just happens to know of before they go attack the Asteri. And that's
But
when Ruhn and Lidia are together. Like,
everyone has a moment
yes.
because
Oh yes. Oh
Yes.
yes, they have a moment.
Yep. Ruhn and Lidia are together, and Lydia's like distraught, obviously, about her sons being taken by Pollux of all
Mhm.
people, of all angels. Sorry, but she quickly switches her tone.
I want to be distracted.
And she's like, I need a distraction. And then she and Ruhn get it on for the first time.
Not mentally.
Exactly.
Physically.
In real life.
Isn't this the same night that Bryce and Hunt also do?
Yeah. Bryce is like, I'm sorry. Or Hunt's like, I'm all in, baby.
Oh, he's all in.
But then they also are like, you're my best friend. And he's like, you're my best friend.
Cute.
And then they do
when
it.
They're not fighting. But specifically, odd moment. Their moment of joining.
Oh, yes.
Is very detailed.
Galactic.
Yeah, not in a graphic way, but detailed in multiple other ways in terms of like their magic also joined in that moment.
Yep.
So they like literally created stars.
Yeah, she created a planet. They created a planetarium. I'm imagining.
It's like the Griffith Observatory.
I'm imagining like a kid's like the star projections. Like
oh, I love those. Yeah.
And they like made those. That's what I picture.
Beautiful.
But yes, it's a beautiful moment.
But
it really
this
is.
moment specifically though was detailed, I think, and specific to note because this later it mentions how when they join, their magics also intertwine in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And that later we learn helps him do something in the big battle because he has some of her magic like within him. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, they didn't just join, they like left a piece in there.
That's how people get pregnant.
Got pregnant with power, baby.
Ooh.
Wowee.
How romantic. Anyway.
Anyways. So the footage from the van is leaked in this right now.
Chaos.
And so Bryce gets word that the Asteri are going to meet to discuss it. So this is their perfect chance, Bryce and Hunt's perfect opportunity to sneak into the throne room to free the souls from the wings that are like nailed to the walls. So they go in there. No one's in there, which is a little sus.
Wow.
So this is so easy. So Bryce puts the mask on and she detects a bunch of souls still inside some of these wings, and so she releases them, sends them out. They go out. Bye-bye. It's it is a cool scene to picture. It was. I pictured this like super high kind of like dome kind of building. It was interesting. But then Regelis comes in.
He goes, hey guys,
Mr. Asteri man comes in.
I always forget that he's supposed to look like a teenager. Like
yes.
He's a kiddo.
I know.
I imagine Jane
yeah.
in Twilight, but like boy version.
Oh yes. He's feeling fine because he's like, oh, I knew that Hell's armies were coming because I saw it through the eyes of the harpy when y'all were at the rift. So he kind of like, he thinks he knows everything, but he doesn't know everything. Because Hell's armies are sort of scattered right now. And Bryce are like, we gotta go.
Dun, dun. Hunt did find his Umbra Mortis outfit and helmet. So he's like, sweet. And he put that right back on. He was like, yes. Imagine a cool montage. Him putting his helmet back on. Love him.
He is the coolest.
I love him.
So then.
When Bryce and Hunt split off and go to the throne room, Ruhn and Lidia split off the other way to try and find her sons. And they're about to go through this door real quick. And Ruhn stops Lidia and he goes, I love you. And then she's like, and then before he lets her say anything, like he pulls her and they continue walking. So the dramatics at this.
He loves her.
At the end of this book is hilarious. They're all so dramatic.
She's just like, where can I throw this in? Where can I throw this in? Like constantly.
I love you.
Yeah. So they're looking for the kids, Ace and Bran, right?
Yeah, because
oh my god,
it's the name from a long
that's right.
Relative.
Oh, that's right.
Long
Ruhn and Lidia are searching for the boys and Pollux, and Lidia has an idea. Let's go to the Mystics and see if they can help us find them. And so they go down to the Mystics, and Lidia literally shoots the front desk Mystic, and then she's like, she just shoots her, and then she goes to the other one. She's like, show me where they are. And they show her that Pollux has taken the boys down to where the first like core is, down below the castle. And so Lydia's like, we gotta go.
She's losing her mind.
She's losing it. She's not herself. And Ruhn is like, I think it's a trap. And she's like, I'm going anyway. And Ruhn shoots her in the leg.
Romance. I love you.
He's like, love ya, and leaves her there, and then he goes.
He thinks that's the only way to stop her because no matter what, she's too frantic. Like, she's going to get them all killed.
Exactly. She's not on her game, to say the least. So he's going to run down there.
Ouchie. Come on.
I know.
That's going to hurt.
I know.
So, because Bryce and Hunt winnow / teleport outside of the palace, they appear outside on like the field. Yep. And this is where the big ass bad fight has finally officially begun. Regulus is the only one missing, but all of the other 5 Asteri are there. Mm-hmm. And everyone's starting to fight. The princes of hell are there. So Bryce starts attacking, and she's fighting Polaris. That's
how I say it.
She's starting to fight. That's
like I'm right.
That's how I say
it.
That's
how I say it.
Bryce is fighting that Asteri chick, and she stabs her with the sword. So they're fighting for a little bit. It's all intense. Cool descriptions. She's like, you know what? Here I go. She uses the star sword and truth teller. When you cross them and like stab someone at the same time, she starts to open up. It slowly starts opening up the mysterious black hole portal thingy.
Yeah, it describes her Polaris's mouth like opening like abnormally.
Yeah. She's kind of like getting sucked into herself. It's so creepy.
I love picturing it.
But she does start to notice like, oh,
it's gonna suck us all.
They were right. Yeah, she starts to see like, oh, she will have no control over this portal black hole thing. Mm-hmm. It will suck all of them in, and everyone in the world is gonna die. Mm-hmm. And Hunt sees this, and he goes, okay, I need to stop this right now. Yep. So he fires lightning at the blades, which then just makes Polaris implode into a tiny little black hole that the blades did create, and it kind of like shoves it out of Bryce's hand, so it stops, and it all cuts off. But it did kill one of them. Yay.
Woohoo!
Another one down.
Bam. I love this part when Ruhn gets a hold of Hunt through the little, like, I guess they have little speakers in their helmet. And he has a speaker in his helmet.
Oh, I thought it was like Ruhn doing his Charles Xavier powers and like talking in his head.
Well, he might be, but the description is like through the speakers in his helmet.
Oh,
he can hear Ruhn. Yeah.
Oh, even when I was reading it, I just thought it was like Ruhn being like.
In any case, Ruhn gets in touch with Hunt and is like, I need backup. Because I'm going to get the Pollux, and it has to do with the kids and Lidia, and he's kind of outnumbered by like a lot of factors. Mm-hmm.
Tells him that they need them down at the core.
Oh, yeah, and that's where they want to go anyway, because they are trying to destroy it.
Yeah, so she teleports them both. Yeah, so Bryce teleports both her and Hunt inside, and they land in like a hallway corridor, and they find themselves severely outnumbered in that hallway, and they're not really sure how they're gonna win, but they start like fighting. It's not looking too good when in the middle of this hallway a giant blast wave of water comes around the corner and is like hurtling towards them. So everyone is now like underwater, and Tharion is there. Yay, that's cool, because we haven't really seen him like do too many water powers.
Yeah,
so that was really cool to see. And I was like,
shit. He's helping his buddy.
No, he's doing good.
And Tharion is there because he's looking for he dropped the vials, remember?
Yeah, he's trying to help them get away, and then he says, okay, y'all need to go that way because I need to go, but I need to track down the antidotes that he like just dropped in the water. I think that whole big wave, I think he lost them. Bryce and Hunt continue down to the core, and Tharion goes off. He eventually finds Lidia alone in the stairway, bleeding out of her leg, and he's like, hey, what are you doing here?
What's up with this?
So they're hanging out in the stairway, and he eventually helps her down a couple flights of stairs. She needs to take a rest and stop when they overhear Pollux and Ruhn.
Yes. And is this what Tharion also gives her the antidote that he has, to help her heal? And then obviously that not only heals Lidia, right, but it makes her feel super powerful, as it did with Ithan. So she wants to fight, but Ruhn refuses. He wants to take on this fight. And then, but Pollux has this plan. He wants to like watch him like kill his boys, because he's just like the most evil angel in the world.
He's also like just out of revenge too, because they've been partners and literally.
Yeah, and look how their Triari, right, is what it is, has completely fallen apart in the last couple days. But then Ruhn shocks everyone by saying that Lidia is his mate. And it's the best. And he will exchange himself for Ace and Bran, thinking Pollux will be like, oh, he means just as much. So, you know, he'll take me for sure. He and Lidia mind speak. And he tells her he loves her, and they have this like great little exchange. And it's so sad. Pollux then uses his power on Bran. And he's gonna hurt Bran. He's gonna release his power on Bran, but Lidia gets there first and uses a special power
because she also, in this moment, we learn, just like the wolves, has elemental powers.
What?
So, like all those who can transform. That's not the right word.
They're
all who can shift.
Shifters.
Shifters have had secret elemental powers this whole time that have been watered down by this water stuff.
So Lidia not only blocks Bran from Pollux's power, she starts burning fire from the inside out. She becomes a great ball of fire, and she ends up burning Pollux from the inside out.
Woo!
Crazy.
Talk about revenge.
And then she explains a little bit that the fire comes from her bloodline. So she has to be related to Miss Aelin Asher Galathinius, Whitethorn, Queen of Tarzan.
And that's where Bran's name comes from. Is Brannon?
Yeah, Brannon.
From Thorn and Glass.
So exciting. And
what a connection.
I really do just think so many things. I still have this thing about the witches, because we can't forget that she's also a witch.
Lidia?
Yeah. She's Apaxia's sister. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about that at all. Oh, so here's your theory more that other...
it all comes back to Manon. It all comes back to Manon. She's got to also be related to Manon. And Dorian and Kale and everyone.
Can you imagine being a descendant of both Manon and Aelin? That's crazy.
I'm just saying, like, that could be what it's all for, you know? That whole relationship was bound to mean even more. Anyway,
how
so exciting.
Sweet.
And then, so she burns Pollux. He's dead. Ace calls her mom for the first time, which is so sweet. But she's hurt, right? No?
She's good now that she had the...
So why does she tell Ruhn to get them out?
She wants to stay and fight.
That's right. Oh, yeah.
But
So
she's trusting Ruhn
to get the boys out of here. Yeah, that's right.
I know you have the getaway car.
Yeah.
With Flynn and Deck ready. If you really love me, I will forgive you for shooting me in the leg if you take my children and get them out of here.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, aye, aye.
Aye, aye, Captain.
But yeah, so it's kind of like a quick little moment of that we learn that Lidia always knew that she might have had this power. Because yet again, Miss Danica, there's always something.
Always.
She had been the one to find out about Lydia's family and bloodline from Lydia's father's ancestors that Lidia never really knew that much about.
Yeah.
Because Danica, like we slowly found out throughout this whole series, was doing like all of this research. She had like all these essays practically that she put together. That's the stuff that Ithan showed the Prime, everything like that. So she was putting together all of this research, specifically looking up shifters and their bloodlines and all of that. And that's how she slowly started to learn that maybe something in the water is holding back other powers, all of this.
Damn.
So she was slowly learning that all shifters might have elemental powers. So we get that little info dump there as Lydia's going out to fight and join everyone outside on the fields.
Yep.
And she passes by Mordok, who's the leader of the Dreadwolves.
Yes.
When she sees him, she just kills him. Like, zero hesitation.
So good.
Absolutely shreks him. And then she also like kind of looks over and she sees all of the missiles or missile launchers are about to go off, and she quickly tries to come up with a plan to destroy them before they blow up everyone. And so she's trying to reach out to Ruhn spiritually, mentally.
With the bond. So many bonds.
I know. And we kind of get at this moment like, oh, she might be sacrificing herself to get rid of these missile launchers.
Yeah.
When right at that moment, the fire sprites now show up because they have found their queen.
Yay!
Anyway, so the 3 fire sprites show up, and with their queen, they destroy them all, and they all gang up together with their fire powers, and it was the cutest little moment. A little fire girlies.
I love it. I just wish Lipa was there.
It's not fair.
Lele should be there. But it is a beautiful moment. And she would be so happy.
No, that's all she wanted.
And I hope that we get more of them in, another book.
I especially now that Lidia has all the fire. It's a cute little gang.
It could be like Lidia and her sprites. That'd be so cute.
Lidia and the sprites.
That's a good band. A quick thing with the boys. Ruhn takes an antidote. He becomes super powerful, realizes he has healing powers, and he is able to heal Tharion.
Why was he injured?
Water blast.
I think Pollux in that
maybe.
whole situation, Pollux hurt him. Now he
But
can
they're
just
ready
heal
to go.
now? That's insane.
So Ruhn's a healer.
It's just part of his
He's
powers.
just trying to make connections.
Because he also... Why does he get both of these? But this is where we find out that Ruhn is also a shadow daddy. We didn't know that he was a shadow wielder. So as he's trying to help Tharion and the 2 boys escape because they're trying to get out of here, he promised Lidia he will stop at nothing to keep them safe. 2 guards come at them, and now that Ruhn is all super powerful taking the antidote, he unleashes his now new shadow friends, and he just, in 2 seconds, he beheads these 2 guards.
So good.
And they're just dead.
Ruhn.
I was why did he get Shadow Daddy and healing? That antidote really just
So good.
I know.
I want more Ruhn.
Yeah.
I'd love to see more Ruhn, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
Another character where I'm he could just have his own book, his own adventure, not having to do with
we got
Bryce's story,
Yeah, we got enough of him to care about him, but we didn't get that much of him.
I want a Ruhn adventure book.
Mm-hmm.
And then we jump back to Bryce and Hunt, and here we go.
Okay.
The beginning of the end, for real. Bryce and Hunt make it to the core. The first core down below the castle, and there are 7. They're big power pipes or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I pictured them.
Yeah.
Regulus is standing next to his, and it's at full power.
Yeah.
While Bryce and Hunt are trying to fight him, he's trying to tell Bryce, you don't want to do this. Whatever you're planning on doing with the, you don't want to do it.
Yeah, he's trying to warn them again that your plan is just gonna kill everyone.
Yeah.
Even though you don't like this, destroying it will
kill everyone.
Yeah.
The whole world will end. And then somehow, in the midst of Hunt and Bryce's fight with Regulus, Ithan finds Bryce and manages to get her the Godslayer rifle, the Godslayer rifle, and the bullet from Connor. Oh my god! It's the Godslayer rifle and the bullet from Connor, and he kind of tells her
what it is.
Yeah, this is from Connor, and it's so sweet.
You got 1 shot.
Then Regulus reaches Bryce. Pause for dramatic effect. Regulus reaches Bryce, touches her, but Bryce kind of does what she does with Hunt, and she uses his power and sucks it up for herself, and then she's so powerful that she's able to create the whole supermassive black hole. Cue music. and it starts to suck them away, and it creates this big void in time and space.
Woo-wee.
Because most importantly, we know his power is made up of all the first light of the people of Midgard.
Oh yeah, he has pure first light power. Yeah.
And so she's taking all that power back for the people of Midgard and using it to destroy them once and for all. She opens a portal and sends the first like core into it and the Asteri, but she is also pulled in. So she's sort of like tumbling through space. But everyone who's supposed to die is dying. It's just that they're taking her with her. And in fact, Regelis, they like join. Like she grabs him, he grabs her, and he's gonna drag her down. And she's even intent on dragging him down with her as well.
I just imagine him like zero gravity in space, like trying to swim at her, like, and he just grabs her.
Crazy thing to picture.
This is when it gets a little cuckoo.
With Hunt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm telling you, I was in tears. I was in tears by this point, and I didn't stop until the end. For some reason,
she might die.
I was so petrified that she was gonna actually die. And Hunt was just, the way that she writes Hunt it's just heartbreaking.
I love him.
Me too. And he like cannot deal. Like he's like,
yeah. So
F this.
Somehow where he is, he can see, because the black hole is now like getting bigger. So he can almost see what's happening, and that Regulus reaches her and is trying to drag her in to the black hole. They can see through the portal that he's dragging her to the black hole. So Hunt has the thought, wow, you know when we did it last night? I remember like our magic's intertwined, and I might still have like some of her magic in me. So maybe if I have her magic maybe I can wield the mask.
Yep.
So earlier in the fight, Bryce slyly hands the mask over to Hunt, and he's like, why would you be giving this to me? Weird. But there was a lot happening. He didn't have time to like think about it or anything like that. So now he's like holding it, and like, why else would she have given it to me? Maybe she already thought of this too. So he tries it, and he is about to put the mask on when, rewind, remember all of those souls that were released from the Fallen's wings? All of those souls went into some of the mech suits.
Yes, that's right.
And those have been fighting in this giant
How can
battle.
I forget? And some of the corpses on the battlefield too.
Yes.
That's right.
A lot of things
But the
are
mech
happening.
suits most notably.
So some of the big ass mech suits are walking around because the souls from the Fallen are controlling them.
Yep.
So as Hunt is about to put the mask on, the Dread Trove mask, this mech suit like walks on over to him, and he'll
the way,
because I imagine like Transformers or something.
I picture like fucking Baymax or something.
I was like Bumblebee from Transformers.
Yeah.
It's just like walking up to Hunt. It's quite the picture to like try and imagine.
And then, again, in the moment when I was reading it, I was I was just like could not get enough. And now that we're really like kind of hashing this, I'm like, this is crazy.
Insane.
This is crazy.
The mech suit walks up next to him, I was like, there ain't
who is
no
this?
way this is about to happen. And he can just somehow sense, he just in his soul, he knows that the soul controlling this mech suit is no other than Sahar, who was his former lover that died with the rest of the Fallen, that led him astray, and that he's been like real messed up ever since her and all of that. So this is no other than the soul of that angel.
Crazy.
And she goes, and he just kind of like, they just know.
Yeah.
I don't know. They can't communicate, literally.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he puts the mask on his face, gets inside the mech suit. And Sahar, like, as the mech suit, they, like, jump through the portal and go into space to try and save Bryce.
Oh, God. And again, the imagery just keeps getting better and better, because now Hunt's swimming through space.
Like, even my brain is overstimulated.
Yeah, I know. Because now I'm thinking in like cartoon, like SpongeBob characters. I'm picturing him as Sandy Cheeks.
Because
like,
the crazier it gets, you have to start dumbing it down in your brain. Yeah.
Like swimming through Bikini Bottom, trying to get. I don't know. I'm going insane.
I love it.
Anyway, so Hunt is able to grab Bryce, but not before Shahar sends a missile right at Regalis, sending him off of Bryce, and he goes tumbling.
So they shoot the missile, but because they're in space, it's kind of like zero gravity,
Yeah.
right? So like the missile's going, but it doesn't have the right like trajectory. So Sahar's like soul
Yeah.
like waves goodbye to Hunt, leaves the mech suit, and like
She does it. That's
goes
right.
into
That's
the missile.
Oh my god.
And like with her soul energy,
directs it.
yes, to push Regalius into the
My god.
black hole.
So yes, then Hunt grabs Bryce, head back through the portal. They're back on land, but Bryce isn't breathing. They're now in life-saving mode.
Mm-hmm.
Because now the Asteri are dead because the black hole worked.
They all went through the black hole.
Black hole worked. They're dead. And then
as they were coming, like they weren't sure if they were going to make it back through the portal in enough time.
Yeah.
Like it was closing.
Yeah.
So they just make it through because he can see that the
princes of hell
father's
held the door.
Yeah. They held
the door.
They hold door. They hold doored it.
So great.
So as they slip through, the portal does close. So
the end there. And then, am I wrong? Everyone starts to drop, right? The typical, like, because they're dead. The souls are just dropping. And so that's the end of the battle.
They've done their deed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunt is trying to use his lightning to bring Bryce back to life.
He's freaking out.
I'm telling you, I was such a mess. So you're going to have to describe the next part because I was just like, sobbing.
Literally, like everyone is standing around them.
Everyone, it's like
the entire crew.
Hypaxia shows up.
Always at the right time.
She wants to try. Nothing's working.
What if she's like, I can necromancy, maybe?
Like literally, like she's like, oh, I can do it now.
I'm like, I thought she was supposed to be like really good at necromancy. I feel like we haven't seen one situation in which she did it successfully.
Exactly. And then we have this really cool moment between Jessica and Bryce. So Jessica shows up and she's like, look what I can do. She's like, I can essentially trade my immortal life in exchange for Bryce to be able to come back. Because Hypaxia, she was like, I can do this, but like it's a life for a life kind of situation.
Yes.
And so Jessica's like, I'm here, I'll do it.
Where did she come from?
Exactly. Bryce sort of like wakes up in this dreamlike state.
It's literally Harry and Dumbledore.
Yes, you're right.
At the train station.
Whoa, you're so right. And they have that.
And she's like, are we dead? And they're like, yep.
Just was like, yeah. I'm going to give my life for you so that you can return. You can have all my books.
All she has ever lived for in this insane amount of time were these books.
Yeah.
And this library. And she trusts Bryce enough now that she's like, I will hand my life over to you if you promise to like take care of this library.
Exactly.
It's such a nice moment.
So now Bryce is alive and she wakes up and it's like, yay.
I just thought it was funny, like no one actually cared that like Jessica was gonna die though.
I know. She didn't really make many attachments.
I guess so.
She lived a long time.
I think maybe
tens
she was
of thousands of years.
Maybe she was like, please.
Yeah. Now we're going to play catch up a little bit with kind of the direct aftermath. And then there's the end.
Yeah.
Isaiah and Hunt have a nice moment where Isaiah's like, okay, you should obviously be leading the angels. And Hunt's like, nah, you can do it. So Isaiah's going to do it.
He's going to lead them.
Yay! We love Isaiah.
I love that Isaiah's just there.
I know.
They all are just, there's so many of them.
I know.
So Bryce, once they're done the battle, everyone kind of splits off and it's just like kind of a quick compilation of where everyone kind of is immediately after this day. Bryce goes back to the Northern Rift and opens up that portal to get her parents back. And she sees Nesta. She hands the truth teller back to her. And then she also gives her the Star Sword, also Gwydion. And she says, I think you are going to need this more than I do now. I think there was a reason that you once had an 8-pointed star on you. So something to do with that 8-pointed star and the sword. She trusts that she might need it. So she hands that over. She gets her parents back. She hears that Randall, her father, bonded with Reese because they're both like overprotective fathers now.
Mm-hmm.
So they all got to bond over something. And then Ember and Nesta really bonded because, as we know of Nesta, never really got to have, you know, a father relationship in general, but especially she had a terrible relationship with her mom. So they all kind of have a wonderful little moment. And Nesta, like, is sad to say goodbye to her mom.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's all of them. She opens up a portal back to Hell, and the armies of Hell go back through that as well while they're there at the Northern Rift.
Mm-hmm.
Before closing it and saying Tootaloo. And then who else do we got? Ruhn and Lidia and the boys are waiting at a pier for their fathers to show up. So Renki and David,
Mm-hmm.
they come up from a little like pod. She basically is just saying goodbye to her boys, but she also says, you know, this doesn't have to be goodbye. If it's okay with you, I would love to see you again. Her fathers like thank her for saving them, all of that. Bran isn't like, as usual, trying not to show any emotion, but he doesn't seem like too happy about just all of it. But he does hug her, and he does call her badass.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bran hugs Ruhn, and he thanks him too.
So cute. Then we're sort of back in Lunathian. Tharion's kind of on the search for Sathya, but comes up short and stumbles upon Dragon Ari instead. And we'll see where that goes. But hopefully in a continuation of the story.
That was like the most random,
Super random
moment of like, that was just like the last thing. Because I completely forgot about her at that moment,
Yeah.
too.
I know.
She left at like the beginning of the book, and it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, and I was fine with not seeing her until I assumed, because she was introducing characters so late in the second book, that there would be more story for them eventually. So I was like, all right, we'll see her when we see her. So yeah, that was really random. And then Bryce holds sort of this like big press conference, and she invites a bunch of nobility to her father's home, and cameras are there and everything. And she ends up saying that she's ending the noble houses, essentially, and that all of these houses are going to be given to like the lower class of Lunathian, and like donated back or given back to the city. So no royalty, and they're going to set up a democracy, which is so exciting. I love it.
I love that she like really didn't care at all in that meeting. Like, she's selling her dad's house, like she's getting rid of everything, like she does not want any of it.
Yeah.
And she was like, this is gonna be an orphanage, and like this is gonna be like, she
Yeah.
just does not care.
And clearly Ruhn doesn't care either, because
He wants nothing to do with it.
And he's preoccupied with what is going to be his new life. I loved this scene. I was so pleasantly surprised by this little tidbit that he surprises Lidia with an apartment for them. And it's in Bryce's building just below her apartment. Because I think everyone like loves her apartment is the thing.
Yeah, they were all
Everyone loves going to her apartment and hanging out there. So I guess
love
he
has
that
like money like left over now. Does he like
he
take
got
on
some sort of inheritance, I guess.
Because all we know is that like the apartment was really nice.
Yeah.
And everyone was confused how Bryce had it.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
I guess
Danica,
he has his dad's inheritance now, or
and it has a room for Bran and Ace.
yeah, whenever they want to visit. It is so funny. It has to be the same building. They're like, oh, we're all gonna be together.
Yeah.
The boys are all together too.
The bros.
Ethan, Flynn, and Declan.
Except Ruhn has moved on.
I know.
He's being
It
a big
always
boy.
happens.
Yeah.
There's always one of them. Yeah, I mean, they all needed a new friend once Ruhn was gonna leave.
True.
But Ethan, Flynn, and Declan are hanging out at the wolf den as all the wolves are starting to like make their way back.
Yep.
And Flynn meets Perry, and there was like kind of a moment there, but like we've also kind of seen a weird moment between Perry and Ethan. So when I read that about Flynn, I was like, no,
no, Flynn.
I don't want boy drama over a love triangle. It's gonna be sad.
Yeah, we don't know Perry like that either.
Yeah, I know. So I guess we'll see. I don't know. But and then there's just like the quickest little tidbit of like, Ethan, I think I'm gonna like it here. here.
Yeah, he's got, it's very full circle for him, like getting his pack back, but he also has these other friends that he would have never made if things had stayed the same.
Yeah.
So it's all everyone coming together. It's really cool.
I'm surprised that they all lived, if I'm honest.
Well, we'll see.
I know, but that was like a big battle.
Yeah, I know, me too. Especially how easily we lost Cousin in the last book.
Oh, Cormac?
Cormac.
Yeah.
So kind of weird.
Yeah.
Baxia's just working on the antidote, just being the head of this house of Flame and Shadow.
She's back in the lab.
But they're going to figure out how to get their version of electricity working again, and that'll be an interesting thing maybe to learn about.
Yeah, what are they going to do? They might lose their
maybe
cell phones?
Maybe something with the sprites. Fire and the sprites, or they'll create real electricity or something. I was
going to say, someone's literally going to create electricity.
Yeah.
So Bryce is going to open up her own gallery.
Which I love.
Because now she has all of Jessica's things that she needs to protect.
Mm-hmm.
And she employs the 3 sprites to protect all the books. And they're going to be like her little assistants. And they're going to...
So cute.
I know.
I mean...
That hurts, though.
That hurts the most. The most full circle. That's crazy.
But it is cute. She's going to have, that's all she wants. She's like, I don't want this royalty. I don't want any of it.
I love that that's something that never changed about her, which is so different from other stories.
Yeah, you have to they come into it and they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did what she had to do to save everyone and then dismantled it and, is making it her own.
She's still going to do her. And then at the end...
Best ending.
Baxian comes out of nowhere again.
Oh, hey, guys.
I have not seen him in a hot minute.
He's just, still leading Avalon. Just, I'm still here.
We don't really know what's going to happen to Avalon. So I think there's, a lot
yeah, you're right.
left
Avalon's
open.
the whole thing, yeah.
So, yeah, he calls them in because I think Hunt's going to go back with Baxian and Isaiah. And I guess Celestina is going to still lead it. I guess they all made up.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, we are gathering that all of those angels are going to still continue to work together at
the 33rd.
Yes. He calls them to say that there are 24 Pegasus. Is it Pegasuses? Pegasi? Is it 24 Pegasus have suddenly appeared?
Crazy.
Where are they coming? Is it because Avalon's a thing again? So they're
could
trying
be.
to find their way back, or?
I'm just so intrigued. I'm intrigued because we only know of Pegasi from one other book or one other story. So, I don't know. You can't help but connect them all.
But basically...
So anyway.
Bryce and Hunt, they just get really excited because all they think is that Pegasuses are not real.
Yeah.
Or have not existed for many years.
They're but a myth, yeah.
She gets excited because their biggest inside joke together is Jelly Jubilee.
Yeah, so she's seeing Jelly Jubilee in real life.
In real life. IRL.
Such a great ending.
That was the best, the quickest little cutest ending.
Yeah.
But I was still where are they go? Where are they coming from? Where were they?
So many questions, you guys.
Did they sneak through the portal from X-Star World?
Maybe they're from hell.
But all done.
The end. Crazy. What just happened?
Yeah, even as I read it too, I was like, oh.
Even trying to reread some things and piece it all together. I'm like, we've been lucky enough to do with most books we've been reading. I had such a visceral reaction to it. This is everything. And now 2 months later,
you forget half.
You kind of forget. I mean, you remember the big moments, obviously, and overall plot, but
it is funny the stuff that you do remember.
Yes.
I want there's certain stuff that for some reason stick out differently to everyone.
Yeah, Baxian eating Ruhn's hand.
What a good moment. I did not expect that. I'll give you that.
I'd love to see a blooper reel from the dungeons.
A blooper reel of them acting it out?
Yeah.
I just don't know what the next book would be about.
I don't know either.
Dumbfounded, if I'm honest.
Because it's so many smaller stories pieced together. It'll just feel so different. Because who would be main protagonist of those books.
Tharion?
Right. You would assume it may be Tharion, maybe Ithan, but then there's Hypaxia and Lydia. Like we just learned, will they even go farther with Ruhn and Lidia? I don't know.
I feel like the most obvious one would be Tharion, because he is walking and runs into this character. It
Totally,
seems like
totally.
the most
It's just, it would be surprising to me to have him be the main focus, I guess.
Yeah.
I love him, but he's been cast off as such a true kind of silly side character.
He had,
with some moments.
At the second half of this book, he had the most.
A lot of growth. Huge amount of growth.
Yeah. But and him going off to he wants to find his wife now.
Kind of cool.
Because I feel like Ithan will see him.
Yeah.
But was that his story? He is
Ithan
prime.
Could be. Yep. Mm-hmm. Could be done.
He's prime now, sure. I don't know.
And Hypaxia is head of House of Flame and Shadow. So everyone, you're right. When you think about it, everyone has kind of fallen into place, and he's still searching.
He doesn't have a place yet.
And Ari is a whole character that we know nothing about, but she's a dragon, so.
And Sigurd's still somewhere.
Sigurd's still out there.
She's alive. I just I have no clue what this would be about.
It's gonna take her 10 years to write.
I'm sure, yeah.
Even fathom it. I mean, I do miss these. I miss these characters a lot.
This was my favorite group of people.
Loved these characters together. Yeah.
They all felt like friends.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or some of the other ones found family, inner circle, royal family.
They all, and I like that they all truly had their own individual things going on, and you became just as invested in those stories. That was what was fun.
Side plots were so heavy.
Yeah.
So you just get to know everyone so much more.
I mean, down to Jessica, even everybody. Celestina. Will she and Hypaxia get back together? There's so much.
Can they be? If she's ruling a different house?
Well,
forbidden love?
If Celestina is head of her own thing, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, who's gonna rule now? Who's gonna get elected?
I don't know, but I'll be intrigued to find out.
I'm gonna say, I'm very interested.
So that's it for House of Flame and Shadow. That's it for Crescent City. We'll come back to discuss these characters when we finally we'll dive deep into the Sarah J. Maas universe eventually. Come up with, bring some theories, connect the dots, do some fun connection stuff. But first, we are really excited to finally do a big deep dive on Severance, which has become one of our favorite shows, especially this new season. So we're going to watch the finale, and then we're going to post our thoughts on season 2. And if we have some theories for seasons 3 and beyond.
I'm sure it'll be.
We'll have more questions than.
Just as cliffhangery as last season, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
I hope so.
I know we love it.
The ending of first season is
iconic.
A masterpiece.
Yeah.
So I'm sure this is going to be more frustrating.
They haven't disappointed. So.
I know. I can't wait to find out all of it.
So many things.
Okay.
Yay! All right. So, and on that note, this meeting of the Ghouls Club is adjourned.
Yay.
Bam.
Sweet. Oh my God, we did it. Let it go.
Let it go.
What a book.